All right, what's going on, Rage Nation? We're gonna get started. We got a live errata that went through today. I'm gonna check and make sure that things are firing off on the YouTube, and then once we confirm that, we'll get going. So hopefully everybody's having a good night. Hopefully everybody's gotten a chance to look at the errata and kind of see what it's all about. So this errata is definitely an interesting one. They threw a keyword rework into it. So we'll see what you guys think about it. I'll let you know what I think about it. The Elite Mimic we're going to talk about actually on the podcast. So we'll kind of see how that goes. There we go. Okay, looks like it's working. Great. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. So make sure that you check us out on this YouTube channel. We also got the podcast that released. You can get that with all your podcatchers. And then if you want to support us directly, you can do that at patreon.com/ragequitwire. Appreciate any kind of help. We love putting out Malifaux content. So we're going to go through this. I'm just going to give initial thoughts while we live stream this. And then we'll go ahead and just see what we think about the cards. There we go. All right, so we got this rework, and the biggest thing that we're going to see is the errata, the Elite Mimic rework. So we'll go through a rundown quickly of what they've done, and then I'll hit the cards that I think are most interesting. So Guild, these are some of the changes that we saw. We got Sonia Creed, so they made some changes to make her very spicy. Pretty much the only thing that you see in Guild that got changed, but man, you're going to start seeing those Sonia players like Photon just come out of the woodwork. Asura Rotten, if you didn't know that was a model, she's a model. Apparently she's decently useful now. Reva 2 got toned down, so this version of Reva was pretty good, and they decided to tone her down a bit to the chagrin of many and to the crying of a lot of resurrectionists. Arcanist, Damien got a slight nerf. Showgirls got a buff. So that's good to see, because Showgirls are in the Colette main box, her core box, but they never saw play. So hopefully this will give them a nice little buff to make them useful. Neverborn, apparently Killjoy's modeled now, so we'll see if he's worth bringing. A lot of Neverborn players love him, so it'll be good to see him. Same thing with McTavish. McTavish has been not brought a lot, so we'll see if he got something to buff him up. They gave him some stuff. We'll see if it's any good. Uncle Bog got a slight nerf. Basically, from what they say here, they think he was a little clunky, especially that uninvited guest ability. I don't know why they got rid of inclement weather. It's kind of the thing that you have for angler, so I'm not quite sure. Welcome to the chat, by the way. I'm kind of keeping an eye on that, so if you have questions, feel free to say your question, and I'll try to answer it as we kind of go along here. So, and I'm going to mute myself because that's annoying. There we go. So Uncle Bog, yeah, we'll see. That card's a little weird now. Yasin Nori is no longer a verb that we're going to use to talk about garbage models. It got a rework. It's pretty spicy too. Explorers, Botanists finally got touched. We'll see what we think about that. Hopeful Prospects. I didn't read this one, so let's kind of see what they said about it. Hopeful Prospect, where we're in a difficult spot. They were good models, but not a great choice for starting with Malifaux. To help this, they've lost Insignificant, gained Society Honors ability. Okay, we'll see what that is, but they weren't a good model. If you go up to Killjoy, whoever wrote this, I'm like, what is going on? Killjoy was a good model. No, he wasn't. What did they say about the Yasin Nori? Yeah, well, at least Yasin Nori. Yasin Nori was in an odd spot for many years. Let's edit that to Yasin Nori was a garbage model after it got nerfed many years ago. So who wrote this? Let's see here. Tannenbaum, similar to Hopeful Prospect, Tannenbaum didn't quite fit the mold of the other starter box models. Okay, Secret Sanity picked up Society Honors. Okay, so they kind of put this weird Society Honors thing into it. We'll see what that does. They did the same with Mr. Nagatoro. Okay, so we'll see what it's all about. So let's look at this Mimic kind of keyword rework just to see what they think about it, and then we're gonna start looking at the cards, see what we think about them, and yeah, see what everybody thinks. So I didn't quite see this one coming, and I don't. Do you get? I think the thing is, sorry, do this real quick. Just try to be a little more active on the chat. So I think I wasn't expecting it, but Lucius 1 definitely, and some of the other general models in Elite and Mimic weren't brought as much. So I can see where this is going, but Lucius 2 is really good. So I'm kind of curious to look at all these cards. We're going to record with Beard Minis tomorrow, and we'll get that out. And we're going to talk specifically about the Mimic and Elite rework. So we're going to talk more about that in that. I'm mostly looking at the other cards, but I do want to kind of look at these real quick. So in addition to normal Errata cycle, we're thrilled to include a full keyword rework of Mimic and Elite, which is the same keyword. Lucius Matheson and his Elite and Mimic keywords are longtime favorites in the lore of Malifaux. That's true. Just look at Lucius Matheson's rise to henchman to master involved in the Malifaux story. While fan favorite master, the fantasy of Lucius was never quite fulfilled by his mechanics in 3rd edition. I disagree. He was pretty good GG 0 and 1 before it expanded. The game kind of outgrew him a little bit. Commanding friendly models to fight for you feels very thematic in general. A strong hit is more useful. Another issue is that Neverborn Lucius was often compared against Errata. Generated okay, blah, blah, diluting uniqueness of role in the faction. Today we set out to fix those issues and make Lucius and keyword the ominous manipulators they were always meant to be. Okay, so let's look at the cards. So we're going to go past all this. So you can go through this and you can kind of read like why they changed stuff. I'm going to go through more of this tomorrow when we record. So I'm not going to look too much into this right now, but they hit up pretty much everything. Let's see here. Change logs. We're not going to worry about that. To the errata cards. Okay, let's see if that's where we want to be. Okay, cool. Starting at the top at the Arcanist. Looking at the performer. Don't mind that. All right, so we got the Showgirls. Let's zoom in a little bit more. 200, there we go. All right, so it's 5/5. They're 5 costs like they were. Backup dancing. Suffered by single by 3 by +1. Backup dancer. Reduce all damage suffered by friendly living performer models by 1. So this doesn't affect the mannequin stuff, which is good. Helps your living stuff. Okay. Don't mind me. Always good. Celebrity. Interact. Put out distracted. Okay, that's solid. I mean, backup dancer's fine. We'll see what the back is. 1, 2, 3. Actions, damage, flips, negatives. Treat as positive, so you get to that 3 a little bit more often. Distracted. That'd be sweet if that beautiful close was built in. I'd definitely be a fan of that. Ooh, they gave him beckoning call. Okay, so you can move a model, and they gave him onward. Okay, this is... because I don't think the Showgirls actually had a bonus before this, so this is automatically like straight up gold here, because they didn't have a bonus, and the fact that you give them onward just means that they can, interact, walk, interact. That's huge. Okay, so beckoning call. It's good to push models around. Gives them reposition until end phase. Target suffers negative actions. Target this model. Okay, Starstruck, and that's built in. Okay, that's good. So I like beckoning call having that Starstruck trigger, because that makes them definitely harder to kill. If I remember, they used to have manipulative, which wasn't enough to protect them really. This helps out a good amount. While the audience, target must discard a card. If the target's engaged by a friendly performer model, it gains distracted 1. Okay, so this is definitely leaning to the distracted mechanic, which I think goes more with Colette 1. I think Colette 1 has a trigger where you can draw cards based off of the distracted a model has. No, I was going to say that, but I don't think that's true. No. So yeah, there's a lot of distracted like manipulation that you can do based off of this, and kind of blunt those attacks as well when your opponent comes into you. Okay, so I mean, this is 5 Soulstone model. I can buy this. This is a solid minion. You could put Soulstone Cash on this, and I think you'd be happy with it. I played a lot of Arcanist, so I think that's true. I'm just happy these cool models get to see play. All right, the Damien 1 nerf. Beard suck it. Listen, I don't know why I didn't notify y'all I was starting. It is what it is. Okay. Hit the bell. Hit the bell. Get the notifications on YouTube. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not a professional streamer, okay? I don't know what that means. Damien 1 ends up catching the nerf. Let's see what they changed on him. Repository saying reduce any damage small suffers, and okay, I think that's the same. Just go, okay, that's the same. Maintain order, cruise leader, any model line of sight declares an action. Okay, so I think that's the same. 235, 235. Injured. Greater in your conviction. Okay, that's the same. I'm just trying to see generally what they changed. I think the knowledge's power is generally what they changed. Until the end phase, target cannot reduce damage through effects other than soulstones. I think that's the same. I'm curious what they changed on this. I know they changed stuff. I'm not a big Damien player, so I'm sure it has to do with these attacks. Confiscated lore is a kick in the nuts, let me tell you. Which was a pretty big deal. Okay. Lost 2-inch push shield whenever you put card in configuration. Bonus loss damage. Okay, I think you're right. I think I remember Knowledge's Power also doing damage. Okay, that makes sense. And I think I saw somebody talking about how the change they made to him make him still playable, but he's definitely not S tier from what I understand anymore. So, which is a good spot to be in. And I don't know what it was. I wasn't seeing a lot of Damien players anyways in the US. We have a local who started playing him. And I think he was enjoying him. So I don't think this is going to stop him from enjoying him. So that's kind of nice to see. All right. So that is the Arcanist. Let's go to what Pete's going to be playing very soon here with the Bayou. They got 2 models reworked. Uncle Bog. Okay, so some people are poo-pooing this. I'm actually quite okay with Uncle Bog. The biggest thing I was worried about Laugh Off going away, which they kept it. His defense is still 6. He's still a henchman. All these things are great. Natural Musk is still there. Beautiful. Tear Apart. They took away the built-in RAM. That sucks a bit because that was really good. Playing against Bog, though, I can understand that because it made it very difficult to kill him because he just healed himself all the time. But it's still fine. 235, I'll take it. Blank Stare, Tear Off a Bite, cool. I'm glad Off the Paths is still a thing. Beard and I were talking about, it's kind of weird that Sinkhole is now a thing, and they took the Tide marker off of the front ability. So he doesn't automatically put him out anymore. He has to get this trigger, which if he's Angler, I was like, okay, why don't we make this a built-in trigger? That way it's more likely to happen because it's kind of their thing. Yeah, and I agree Bog was too good. And I think he's still good, though. I'd still bring him. Like, I don't see any reason to not bring him out of the changes they made. Because Off the Path is still great for filtering and moving your crew around. The Choose a Path to, once again, push and drop scheme markers. Those are the 2 biggest reasons I was bringing him, plus Laugh Off and Natural Musk. So those things not being touched, I'm still bringing them in the list I want to bring them. The RAM trigger for Off the Path going away is sad. It was something Gremlin Traveler or something. Basically, you got to look at the 2 cards after you drew, and you could discard any one of those. So it was kind of cool to filter your deck further. I get why they probably got rid of it. They changed the summon, so now you need a 10 of Crows. 10 of Crows to summon a Bayou Gator with slow, which is fine. I don't even, summon Richard that much. I know Beard, yep, there it is. Justice for Richard in the chats. Yeah. Poor Richard. We'll see him. We'll see him in the game still. Bog's still very useful. However, there is a model that is a versatile that got buffed, and I know there's a lot of people who are McTavish fanboys and girls. So McTavish is a versatile. He got better. I was a little worried with what was going to happen if they changed him, but I'm quite okay with this. So he ignores friendly fire, which is awesome. If you kill him, he has a demise to not die, which is great, and drop a scheme marker for some reason. Has on the move, which is great, unimpeded for those difficult boards. Scheme markers can count as concealing, which is fine. His Savage Bite is fine. It's a min 3, stat 5 attack. That's fine. It's a Gator thing, right? His Long Carbine being stat 6, 14-inch range. Okay, now we're starting to talk. Ignore friendly fire. Ignore his concealment. Once again, some big things happening here. And the triggers are really good. Armor Piercing, which Bayou can always use. And we have now Armor Piercing on a versatile model. I was just playing against Maxine, against Doug from Danger Planet. And I got wrecked by it just because I didn't build a very good list and I played it. I didn't recognize the Hand of Janus had a freaking a 12-inch ignore concealment zap non-gun that has like a 4 blast on. It was just ridiculous. Anyways, back to McTavish. He had Armor Piercing, would have helped a lot against Maxine. Maim, always good. I Can Dig It, which I guess is now his I Can Dig It Gator trigger to drop Scheme Marker and base contact with himself. So that's kind of cool. But it's 2-4-5. You can load him up with some focus, get to that 5 damage, and get some good Armor Piercing that you can stone for. So that's great. Because I think he's still a henchman. He is. Cool. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second, Beard. Let's see here. So Gator Scramble, you only need a 2 for this to go off, right? So basically you push towards a marker, 2 inches, and then Mask can give you a shot. So you can get 3 shots with McTavish, which is cool. You can also get a reposition. You can draw a card. So if you have a 2 of Tomes, you're just drawing a card, which is sweet. And then dropping a Scheme Marker. So I think you can just score and snare by yourself with McTavish pretty easy, right? And that's kind of what I was doing with Uncle Bog sometimes, is basically you just walk up, interact, and then you can do the bonus with a 2 of Crows, drop another Scheme Marker, model activates, boom, score and snare. Good stuff. So he's definitely more useful. I haven't seen him since like GG0, so it's kind of cool to see him get good again. I think the Bayou is rejoicing because I know a lot of Bayou players love their McTavish model. This model's sweet. It's a big Anger Gator. Hold them with chain. I got to pick this box up now. I've never bought this box ever. Never bought. Yeah, it's good. So I know the Bayou players are going to like it. And Rich is already rejoicing with the needing a 2 on your TN. Literally only 2 cards that'll ruin that for you. Like I said, the rework, I'm going to go, I'll visit it a little bit at the end, but I'm going to go through the other cards first because there's a lot of cards in the Elite Mimic. Okay. All right. So we got Explorers. Okay. We're not going through you. All right. Hopeful Prospect. So we got this Society keyword now. All right. So their shtick before was if they kill something, they get to become something else, right? So let's see what they changed here. Discard a card, draw a card. That's cool. Stand 4. Okay, good show. Good show. I like it. After a friendly model kills form, friendly model gains a focus. Okay, got like little focus batteries here. That's not bad. Hard to kill. Awesome on a 4-hit model. Society honors before performing a duel. This model may discard a card to receive a bonus to that duel. Okay, I already like this way better. So I can see this actually hitting the table now. I don't even know what the back of the card does yet. But, yeah, Trevor, I think you're going to play this a little bit because this has got a little spice to it. It's very interesting. All right, let's see what it does here. It can hit you for 1-3-4 with its rifle. Okay, it's got a 14-inch gun. Okay, what do we got here? 1-3-5 with crit strike. This thing just can hit you for 6 with a crit strike. Are you kidding me? It's stat 5. That's a pretty good gun, folks. Pretty good gun for 4 soul stones. Jeez Louise. So he's not replacing anything, but he just low-key just blasts something 14 inches across. Is this like a non-stealth bushwhacker in Bayou? Is that what we got here? Creep along. Man, Explorer's got a lot of creep along. Okay. All right. Safety precautions, friendly only, end all. Whoa, good tech model there. Friendly only, end all conditions on the target. So for 6, get rid of all the conditions. Wow. That's going to be good in a lot of matchups. You just, ladies and gentlemen, you just saw a model that never saw the board all of a sudden grow into a model that you're going to see all the time. Not all the time. A lot of good spots for it, though. Stay hydrated. Okay. And it has target heals 2. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, for 4 soul stones, Neverborn, this looks sick. I'd bring it. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize these guys were minions. I kind of like the, this is kind of like the, oh, what do you call it? Jumanji, the guy in Jumanji, the live action, right? Kind of looks like him. I kind of like this, oh, this guy has a pipe. Never mind. We like this hopeful prospect better. For those that don't know, I smoke a lot of pipe tobacco, so this guy just wins. Does this model have an actual pipe? Trevor, you gotta let me know. Does this hopeful prospect have a pipe? If it does, paint that one up. Okay, what else we got here? Mr. Nagatoro. Okay, we got Bully, Intimidating Authority, Neurotoxins, the same stuff you already had. Stats are the same. Voice of the Society. Friendly models receive +1 to their duels when targeting other friendly models within 6 within action. Okay, that's got some use. Before boarding duel, this model may discard a card to receive positive. Okay, that's fine. Okay, 2, 3, 5. That's fine. About the same. Obey. That's about the same. Backroom dealings. Okay. This guy's about the same. It looks like they just spiced it up with adding these 2 things to it. Okay. Mr. Nagatoro is good. If you haven't brought him before, give him a try. All right, what is this? Tannenbaum. Tannenbaum. Activate friendly master action, draw a card. Mr. Nagatoro, draw a card. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm fine. Ink fingers, that's the same. Okay, that unimpeded, great. Comprehensive notes, fine. Ancient words, fine. Okay, so they kind of just made him match. I mean, this is a lot of the same stuff. I don't see much difference. They just added society honors to kind of make him match with the box, I think. Which is fine. Because he really didn't fit much into... I think he was he Cadmus? He was something weird like that. Yeah, and he just didn't quite fit with that. Yeah, so Tannenbaum, I think, might just see more general use now. Draw out secrets is always good. Point. Did they remove... what is it? Didn't he have an ability where you could, like, switch your schemes out? Did they just remove that? I wonder if haphazard topography might have changed that. Yeah. Okay, they got rid of the scheme thing and got put onward on it. Explorers and doing all their wandering and movement, man, I tell you. I don't know if I'd play Tannenbaum, but he looks solid. Move 5 with onward, you can't hate that. Ooh, study. That's the same thing that Von Stuck has in his crew. All right, Botanist finally got touched. Finally did it. So, Botanist, the feed me. So, same thing, you can remove a marker within 4 to gain a grow token and heal 1. So, when it starts this model's activation, remove the marker within 4, heal 1. So, it's not just when any marker is removed, you don't get a grow token that way. While this model gains +1 to its stats while it has 1 or more grow tokens. So, now you're not going to see stat defense 7, willpower 6, move 7, size 4. You're not seeing that anymore with these botanists. Sorry, explorers, it finally happened. You got to find a new crutch. I feel like this has been holding the explorers up for so long. It's like Atlas holding up the world. So you can get max defense 6, which is nothing to sneeze at. Willpower 5, so that's the way you kind of want to attack them. move 6, and then size 3. So still really good stats. Still has planted roots and wicked. Trapping jaws is still fine. Pulled here and there, good. Okay, that's fine. Shockwave, fail at 12, injured 1, fine. Non-scheme. Okay, remove any non-scheme markers touching the pulse generated by the shockwave. Anytime you have something on a card that lets you remove scheme markers, it's good. Oh wait, it's any one non-scheme marker. Never mind. Still fine, but you're not going to use that probably too often. Let's see here. Cuttings. Summon it so they can summon a botanist within range. Slow. Okay. So if you start stacking up just that, you can just get more botanists on the table. Not bad, and they still have onward. So these are still usable. They're not like nerfed into the ground, but McCabe probably might find something else now in an explorer's list. I don't know. We'll see. But still usable. Still don't hate them. I think these are just the other botanist. Yeah. This is the best botanist, by the way. The gremlin diving in with the shears to clip back the botanist. All right, so Explorer's not too bad. Hopeful Prospect is hold on, let's go back. Let's look at this staying card one more time. I gotta look at this one more time. This thing. All right, well, let's go, you. Let's work, internet. Let's work. Pew, pew. Sorry, I gotta look at this Hopeful Prospect one more time. It got me super excited. And then I got the biggest clue of them all. All right, this, I'm telling you, like this front is good. Like the fact that after a friendly model within 4 kills an enemy model, you just gain a focus for doing that. So if they have like, imagine going against like Somer with Bayou Gremlins and you're just stabbing Bayou Gremlins in the face and just racking up focus. That's a win. And then I love this tech bonus at the end of it, just end all conditions. All right, so let's go to the next faction. Refresh. All right, so we got Explorers. Guild only has one, I believe, and that is Miss Sonia. So this is the one I know Photon, Mr. Cody is going to be most excited about. So buckle up. This is a little nutty here. Okay. So she's defense 6 with built-in trigger. You get burning 1 after resolving. So if you just go at her against defense, you're just gaining burning. She has what Wong has, which is probably the right thing. This feels right in the world of Malifaux. So if she would place a blast, she gets to put it anywhere within 2 of the target. So allows for a lot more shenanigans. And for some reason, they gave her Arcane Reservoir. So they got more cards to do fancy, fiery stuff with. Okay. Cool story. So you look at the front of the card and like, okay, this is fine, right? Like, I think these two are like, okay, those are fine. That seems like something Sonia 1 should have. Let's look at the back of the card. So target suffers 2, 3, 5. Whew. Man, they hit that 5 and that 3. Nighty night. Have any one friendly model within 4. Heal 1. Scorch the Soul, which is built in. Enemy only. After killing, summon a Witchling Stalker with slow. So you get a Witchling Stalker. Okay, all right. You're like, okay, that's fine. It's fine. Fine, just fine. Sapping the Flames. Target suffers 1 double blast, 3 double blast. Models damaged by burning 3. You get burning 3 if you get damaged by this? Good night. Damage from this action. Ignore shielding and incorp. Ooh, that's pretty spicy. So if you're going against like Karai or the other spooky boys, just ignore that incorp and that shielded. Sandeep doesn't like that either. Okay, that's interesting. Got Drain Magic, good trigger. Draw Out Secrets, good trigger. Okay, this is good. These are good attacks. Pizza fan. Let's see what else we got. Magical Inquisition. Once per turn, enemy only. End the target's burning condition. Name a Witch Hunter minion. The TN of this action is the cost of the named model plus a 4 of tomes. Summon the named model with slow within 3 of this model. Ooh. So they just have to have any amount of burning, and you can summon any Witch Hunter minion. That's pretty good. and it's 12-inch range. The only thing is, name summon, name model slow within 3 of the model. The only problem is you got to be careful because it's enemy only. So you got to put that summon within 3 of the target. So obviously, if you're doing the thralls, they want to be there. So that's a good summon. But do you want your hex bows up there or some of the other squishy minions? That's the only thing that I think's a little weird about that summon, but it's good. Like any burning. Summoning a model is slow, so you're probably going to see the Steward with Sonia 1. Because the same thing with Dashel. You bring the Steward to get rid of the slow condition on the models that you summon in. Alright. Arcane Infusion, friendly witch hunter only, gains fast. Okay, fast is good, turns out. You need a 4 for that. Visions in the Flame, once per activation, end the burning condition on target. Draw 2 cards. So for 4 of tomes, you get to draw 2 cards. Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Smolder Soul. Till the end phase, enemy models treat the area within 1 of the target as hazardous, burning 2. So anything you do, you're just racking up 2 burning. Good lord. All right, and then her bonus finally. Push this model and up to 2 other friendly witch hunter models within range, up to 4 in any direction. Wow. That's good. We did it. we made Sonia 1 pretty playable, I think. I don't know. I'm not a Sonia player, but I'd be excited for this card. I play a lot of Guild. Sonia I played briefly. This is good because so it puts out. So you're looking at what a crew wants to do. This crew is putting out a lot of burning, and now she's having stuff to manipulate with the burning, right? So your first 2 attack actions are, okay, let's put out burning, let's do stuff. Let's ignore some of the defensive tech because we're not getting big splashy damage plays except for that 5, which is a 2-inch reach. I didn't realize Witchbane was a 2-inch melee. That's really good. And Sapping Flames is not a gun. That's pretty big as well. So we have that, but then we have stuff to do with the burning, right? So we can spread it out, which is good because now you have pyrotechnics, so you can move it away from just the target. So you can get it on a model and then summon 3 inches away from that model with Magical Inquisition. And then you can end the burning condition on your own model, so you can splash burning onto you. And then you can remove that to then draw cards. You can make hazardous terrain for burning. And I love that advanced order. That is a sweet little bonus. Turn 1 and moving forward. Just a nice 4-inch push for 3 models. Are you kidding me? Superb. All of a sudden, with just changing this version of Sonia, I think you made Witch Hunter a decent keyword. It's probably not, like if you're looking at tiers, it's probably not S tier. She's probably somewhere still in the A or B category, I think. I might be wrong because people do some gross things with masters. But just me, if I'm just kind of looking at this card right now, reacting, 8 hours, 6 hours after it dropped, I'd put her in A. Like this is good master now. And she has good, she has Director Rodriguez, she has the Pale Rider, she has Hexpos, she has some decent minions that can do stuff, good versatilles, got Leadline Coat to help her out. So, yeah. Summon next to Sonia, not the target. Once per enemy only. End target's burning condition named Witch Hunter minion. The TN of this action costs a minion. Summon the named model slow. Good call. Good call, Lord Tartarus. Okay. So yeah, it's within 3 of this model, so it's of Sonia. Good call. I still wouldn't have hated that, but that's definitely better in a lot of situations. Some situations it's not, but that's definitely like Hexbow here instead of way up there. That's better in that situation for sure. So good correction. See, this is why I need you all when I'm doing this, because sometimes I read cards and I don't read so good, boss, so I need the help. I don't need the help. All right. Good job, Sonia. We did it. Neverborn even... they did. They got Killjoy. All right. What does Killjoy even do now? He's still 10 soul stones. He's still an enforcer. Okay. What else we got? Demise, enemies turn once per game. After this model's killed, heals 4, plays in base contact, enemy non-leader within 6. Heals 4 and is placed into base contact with an enemy non-leader model within 6. That's so weird. Why would they... This is so stupid to me. It's like, why are we creating all these new demises that do, not just demises, just abilities and actions that do essentially the same thing? Just give him a demise that does something similar that we already have. We don't need a new unending strife demise. Give him demise eternal, call it good. Give him the demise that the Monkey King has. Give him some demise that already exists. It's so annoying when this keeps happening. I get that it's like, let's put some fluff in there, but let's not bloat the game with all this different named crap that slightly works different and causes issues. Okay, rant over. Sorry. I saw the new demise and it ticks me off a bit. It looks like his stats are better. I think one of his stats used to be 4. Terrifying's fine. Each fill's fine. Made to kill. If this model's placed. Okay, so you can place it and get a free attack action. That's fine. Massive cleaver. Okay, negative action. 3/3/6. Okay, that's fine. Spikes, decent. Rosewood chains. Concealing 2/3/4. Damage push 3 towards model. Stuns fine. Stat 6 and 5. Okay. On your heels. On your heels is fine, I guess. Right? Because you can place and then get a free melee. Okay. I like it when... Because sometimes you get made to kill and they have no way to place themselves. I think the students for Von Stuck, whatever the undergrads are, they're there. They have that ability, I think, but they don't have a place by themselves. They depend on another model to do it. So I like that Killjoy has that, but he's not a henchman, so he can't like stone for it. Okay, so that's fine. Bloody Gate, target unrestricted. Place this model in base contact with the target. Battle bundles until the end phase enemy models. Treat the area within one hazardous terrain. Okay, that'd be nice if that was built in. So he can't put an underbrush marker down. Oh, that's a good point. So Beard and Neverborn Till I Die pointed out that when you die... Okay, so granted, I know I ranted about the new demise ability. However, apparently there's a point to it because you place and then made to kill. So, bleh, Killjoy dies. He places next to a model, gets a free swing at it. Okay, I get it. And then you can place again with On Your Heels when you activate Killjoy to get another attack, 3 AP, all that good stuff. I still stand by my rant. I still hate that they created a new demise ability. I don't care how cool it is, even though you guys pointed that out. Okay. I don't know, in the chat, we got 12 people viewing right now. We had people popping in and out. Do you guys think this version of Killjoy is worth 10 soul stones? So he's a min 3 beater, right? If this model's within 1 of an underbrush marker, this action receives a positive to the duel. Okay, it's stat 6, 1. I wish it was 2, man, with these huge chains. Let's give him a 2-inch reach. Do you guys think this is worth 10 soul stones? In this GG, probably not. Probably not, maybe. I kind of wish he was 9, but his card's not bad now. He doesn't have that weird like upgrade thing he had going on. So this is actually like a usable model. And he heals himself. So Drink Blood's a good trigger. Knock Aside, good trigger. Good for raids. I think I'd bring him for sure, especially if I'm a Titania boy. 3/3/6, pretty solid. At least he's usable. I mean, Killjoy is not a dead model anymore. So I think people can get a lot of good fun with this boy. Okay. I think I'm happy with this. I don't love it, but if I see Killjoy on the table, I have to worry about him now. So I mean, that's not terrible, right? You see somebody with him and you're like, oh man, they got, they can get 3 min 3 damage. And think about, there's a lot of models where if you just hit it 3 times with min 3, it just dies. Heck, there's a lot of models where you hit it twice with min 3 and it dies. So Killjoy's got a spot in that because I don't think Titania has any other beater that does min 3 damage. So he has a spot, I think, there. He's the only one there. What we got next? We got Oh, man. I am so sorry, Rich. Look what they did to my boy. Reva got nerfed. Sorry, Rich. So I don't understand Reva. I know she puts out the pyres and kills stuff to get the stupid fire lampad things. Apparently she lost some defensive tech. Rich was super sad about it. Reduce any damage this model suffers from burning by 1 to a minimum 0. Or this model suffers from burning. Okay, that doesn't help her live. Then 8, heal 1, gaining burning. These models cannot heal this way more than once. Okay, you can heal. Summon a corpse candle within 6 if it does so move marker. Okay, guiding light, here it is. 50 millimeter gains burning. Push models within 2. This is different, isn't it? This guiding light thing? Because didn't it used to work like if you gained burning, she was able to push you? Isn't that kind of the way her thing worked? Like you gain burning and you can push a model like 1 or 2 inches, I think was her thing. And now it's at the start phase. Drop a 50 mil has marker, power marker within 6. Push models within 2 of the drop marker up to 2. So before, wasn't it like where Reva would like burning, push you, burning, push you, burning, push you, and that was kind of like her shtick. And now it's like, okay, start phase, boom, push you. Definitely not as cool. Let's see the back. 1, 2, 3, burning 2, reduce burning. That seems like a lame attack now. Reduce the burning to target suffers 1 damage from the burning. That's the same trigger that Karis has, but her attack's a lot more impressive. I think it's like 2, 3, 5 or something. Burning condition. Okay, that's fine. That looks the same. Once per turn immediately after killing, summon a lampad. Okay. I think this guy's super nerfed with corrupted flame, but lantern's light, reduce miles when 4. Target gains burning. Okay, that's fine. Luminary. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, she definitely got nerfed. Like, the problem is, and I was talking to Rich about this because, you know, I'm not a super Reva boy. When I played Rezzers, I mostly did like Molly, Seamus, McMorning, Shtook. So I didn't get into Reva a ton. I played probably 4 or 5 games with her. And yeah, there it is. So Neverborn Till I Die said that she lost her ability to kill a friendly model to reduce damage to 0, like the corpse candles. Is she still able to? Yeah, she is. Okay. She can still summon them back, but she can't kill them to not take damage. So she's a lot more, I mean, she's stat 6, willpower and defense, but that's it, right? She's taken everything else to the chin. And the back of the card, it's like Immolate's still good. Bonus is fine. Fan the Flames is fine. It's just not as scary. And I think in a world where you have so many other decent Rezzer Masters, it's tough. I don't think you're going to see her on the table quite as much. I mean, she was scary before, but I felt like you had some play with her. But now I'm kind of like, okay, I'm on fire. I don't feel as scared as I was before. There it is. Lost the ping damage too. There was some ping damage in there. All right, let's look at Sir Rod. And sorry for all you Reva fans. Maybe someday. Let's see here. Grave Dynamo. Other friendly zombie models within 6 positive actions. Cruise leader minion. Mindless zombies increases to 10. We did it. So one of the comments was you had her box and you had the Zeke box. And if you count all those up, you had more than, what was it, 4 or 5 zombies. So I think there's combined 10 out of those 2 boxes. So if you bring her as the cruise leader, you can have 10 zombies. Very cool. Hard to kill. Siphon Power. Siphon Power is good. Let's see here. Final Veil. Another model's killed. Heals 1. Fine. All right. What do we do on the back here? Decay. So Decay is good. It's not a gun. I feel like decay is a gun on other models. Maybe. I'm thinking maybe the emissary. But anyways, target suffers 2/3 injured. Always good. Okay, undead models instead heal 2. Okay, siphon life. Okay, +1 damage. Cool. Summon mindless zombie. Friendly mindless zombies are in range. Move 3 and take an action. Oof. That macabre infusion. That's very similar to Hamlin's bonus, isn't it? Is she a zombie? Oh, okay. So you can hire any zombie. So that includes like a lot of McMorning's keyword, I think. That's kind of cool. You might see some Asura Rotten led lists now. Might have to look out for that in Houston. But Macabre Infusion is very similar. You move 3, and then you can take an action. That's a 6 pulse, so that's a lot of mindless zombies just doing things. Rottenburg residents resolving generated action. Mindless zombies may benefit from pack mentality and ignore their insignificant. Okay, may benefit from pack mentality. Interesting. That's a lot of zombies doing a lot of damage. And study's fine. You draw cards. Drop a scheme. Oh, maybe not one. Drop a scheme marker to miss contact. Oh, that's not the draw the card one. That's the one where you just replace it for a scheme. Okay, that's something. I'm not a zombie boy, but yeah, I can see this doing some work. Somebody will figure it out. She's on a 50 though. I hate that she's on a 50. It's so big. I do like that she has siphon power, and you're gonna have theoretically so many zombies. You can just ping a zombie and do things. Also, I don't know if it's a thing, but maybe double mastering with McMorning 2 with her might be sweet. I don't know if a lot of his stuff is if leader, but if it's not, that could be some really cool combos with him and Asura. And then throw Zeke in there. Yeah, that'd be cool. Zombie shenanigans are afoot. All right, so let's go back. I think we got one more faction, and then we'll take a quick look at the Mimic Elite rework. All right, so Yasin Nori is no longer a way to describe trash models. 10 soul stones, so it's cheaper than a rider. Versatile. 7.6, 7.3, good stats. Flight, cool story. Flow of battle started this model's activation. Discard all battle plan upgrades attached to it. Then it may attach a battle plan, 10 hit points. It's an enforcer. No defensive tech so far. Let's see what the upgrades do in a minute. So I think they did the right thing and finally ditched this idea of it being like a rider. They're like, okay, it's not going to be a rider. Let's just make it do something unique. Okay, let's see what they did with it. What did you say, Tom? How long? Take the errata cards to show up in the M3E app. So after an errata, it depends on how early they give because it's just a volunteer that makes the app. It's actually not Wyrd. So honestly, it depends if they gave them a heads up and said, hey, we're doing this. I think with the last, Oni, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I think in Oni, when they released the keyword rework for that, I think it only took about maybe 7-10 days. Sounds right, maybe. I'd say anywhere from a week to 2 is pretty on par. Yasin Nori has a 2/4/5, 1-inch reach. Duality, enemy only, model choose both. Players draw a card or discard a card. Okay, I like it. Take the action again, different model. Stunned, push 3 inches. Thunderous blow, gain slow. And bonus for wind's path, move models within 1. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that, Beard. So I was talking about Asura and then maybe double hiring McMorning with her. Beard said that you can't double master when you hire a henchman. So I didn't know that. It's good to know. All right, so this is solid. Like nothing here screams to me like, oh my gosh, let me take this model. It's solid. Let's see what the upgrades do because it does put an upgrade on it itself. First upgrade is called Composure. Blade Wall. Reduce all damage suffered by this model by 1. So this is not armor. So they can't bring like armor piercing for this. Irreducible, still get around it, but that's fine. So you can reduce damage, great. Isolating wind till the end phase. Enemy models treat the area within range as concealing terrain and cannot be placed within range. Okay, that's something. Vanish. Place this model anywhere within range. 4-inch leap. Heal friendly models. Okay, I don't mind composure. I hope the other one's better. This seems like, whoops, I'm in trouble. Let me slap that on. All right, so this model gains falling ability with Carnage. This model's melee action deals +1 damage. Ooh, there we go. So this one we're doing more damage. And then has Blade Burst for a bonus action. Place this model into base contact with the target. Then this model may take, yes, there it is, take the melee action. So those of you with blood in your heart, that Carnage makes that a 3-5-6 damage track with the same triggers. And instead of this bonus, you get one that lets you, what do we say, place and take a swing? No trigger needed. Yep, place this model in base contact with the target. Then this model may take the melee. So I can dig that. I don't know if it's worth 10 stones. It has great stats, so actually I think it probably is. And flying's pretty good. And a trigger on every attack. Stunned, once again, something you're not going to want to see with this model. But yeah, I dig this, you know. I think people are going to buy this now. So if you are pseudo interested in the Yasin Nori, I would buy it before it sells out, because Wyrd probably hasn't sold any in a while. So once they're out of stock, it might take a minute for them to resupply it up. I would definitely jump on this one, because 10 Thunders, I mean, do 10 Thunders need a 3-5-6 damage track? It's fast. I don't know. Doesn't drop any schemes, doesn't interact. It's just a straight up beater, it looks like. It has the Wind's Wrath, so you can kind of push stuff to damage stuff in Asami, so that's kind of gross. But you'll ping yourself, so not great. All right, well, yes, Nori, good job. We did it. We made it playable, I think. All right, I'm going to go through this real quick. I'm not going to go card by card. And actually, you want to know what? I think it's probably easier if I just go back to the Wyrd news page. Just because if I read through all this, it'd take all night. Let's just kind of look at the general things that they added. Okay. Why did they decide to do this? So a few reasons for rework. General fun. Okay, this is what they talked about earlier. Even if you line it up perfect, could still struggle. Rounding out reads rework, general survivability. They are a squishy keyword for sure. All right, so the focus, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's get into the cards. So they got legalese upgrades. So I guess this is some kind of upgrade keyword now. So other upgrades, and from more elite and mimic models better, we decided to play with hidden information, taking bits of both English Ivan, Double Agent, and Bygone. Have 5 unique upgrades that are double-sided. Okay, so we got upgrades. We're going to go over this more on the podcast. So basically, it does this, and then after this upgrade flips to the side, draw 2 cards and discard. After this upgrade flips to this, okay. After start of this model's activation, this model may remove friendly ski mark within 3. If it does, flip is legally attached to it, okay. After resolving all end of activation effects, this model discards this upgrade, okay. So basically you get these and then they kind of flip over, all right. Draw a card. Draw a card, and models of 3 getting distracted. Okay, that's fine. I like the greased palms off that, because, you know, you just think of a lawyer and you just think about, you know, just, hey, you want to know what? If I just bribe you, just get me off this, you know, charge. Especially in Malifaux where there's so much corruption. Let's see here. Might change. Yeah, so I think this is really interesting because we're about, I don't know what, 5.5 weeks or so from Houston. These changes are definitely going to make Houston very interesting. All right. So this is Lucius 1. Rework also makes significant changes both Lucius title. Okay. I'm just going to look at this real quick, and because I did play Lucius 1 quite a bit. A little bit of Lucius 2, so I'll I'm just going to look at these real quick, and if something sticks out on the card, I'll kind of be like, hey, this is different. But I'm not going to go through all of it because that's what we're going to do tomorrow on the podcast. Arcane Reservoir is good. Flexible Morality, good. So got rid of Serene Continence. I don't know if I love that. 1, 3, 4, and slow. Cutting Words, is that a new ability? I feel like that should just be Sharp Wit. I mean, this kind of goes back to the fact that why do something new? Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen Cutting Words a lot. I think Sharp Wit would have been just as fine there. That's just me. I guess they wanted to put damage on it. But you could have just made a trigger that gave it damage, but whatever. All right. Subpoena. Okay, 2, 3, 3 through other models. Draw secret summons. Okay, that's something. He still has Entourage, which is cool. Issue Command, which is fine. He has Planning Ahead. I do like that he has Planning Ahead. Gather Intel is a good action. I do like Gather Intel. Okay. So this isn't bad. I mean, it's a little support mastery. Kind of reminds me of Anya 2, right? A bit. Just with kind of how it's doing stuff with your crew. Definitely support-wise. So, I don't know. I mean, you can do tricky, schemy stuff with this. You know, there's not total garbage. I'd play it if that was my style. It's not quite. All right, and then the Killer Lucius. Okay, we still have that. Starvation, okay, blah, blah, blah. Ruthless, still there. Fistful of Script. After somebody kills him, drop a ski marker in a base contact with the killed model. Oof. Fistful of Script, stealing it from Parker Barrows. What a fiend. Okay, Lord Tartar says Yoko has Cutting Words. Okay, so we're not 100% ticked off at Cutting Words. Still, 2 models. Let's just make that Sharp Wit for both of them. All right, Daggerlight Claw, 2, 3, 5. Okay, sure. Heart still can ignore hard to kill demise. That's great. Crit Strike. He's still a killer. Good to know. Down the Wrong Path, still good. Secret Passage, still good. Peak Efficiency. What's this? This action. Ignores range and line of sight. Other friendly elite and mimic models take bonus action. That's pretty decent. I'll take that upgrade. Or that bonus, I should say. All right. Agent 46 has not seen a lot of play. Without further ado, let's look at the rest of the cards. Okay, I got to go back. Beard says Subpoena is amazing. Action can draw a line of sight and range from friendly, elite, or mimic models. Target suffers 2, 3, 3. Missing forms till the end phase. The target. Oof. Okay. Sorry, Beard. I didn't see that crow trigger. That's pretty rough. I'm sure you're going to point that out tomorrow as well. So until the end phase, target may not take the interact action. Yowzers. And that's not once per turn or activation. So you can just shut 3 models down. Just be like, hey, Raspy and your 2 silent ones not interacting. Get wrecked. Oh my lord. Draw secrets, which is fine. Summons, like I said. Place target base contact the model. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Rich. I glossed over that. You're correct. You're correct. All right. Other models, without further ado. Let's see here. Agent 46, still ruthless. Disguised. Disguised helps a bit. I don't think he had that before. Human physiology. Positive. Okay, that's fine. Following orders. Start of this model's activation. If another friendly model has flipped illegally, his model, it gains fast. Okay, so a little bit of McCabe going on there. Okay, nice to know. Analyze weakness. Twirling Blades, 2, 4, 5 with crit strike. So that can become, he is a henchman still. So that can be 4, 6, 7. That seems pretty good. Cruelty. Take the action again. Execute. Draw out secrets. I like, anytime you have a melee attack like Twirling Blades, I like when it has triggers for most things because that just makes it strong if all the triggers are relevant, and in this case they are. So I'm a fan. Ooh, and he's stat 6 all the way across. 6 defense, willpower, movement. I like that. He can mimic, so he can mimic some of those sweet guns in Guild. I like that. Angel Eyes, like that. And then he has Condemn, target gains adversary X, where X is this model's name. So giving adversary Agent 46, gross. Okay. Agent 46 got interesting. I think he's useful. New. So inhuman physiology. So that's new. Enemy models ignore positive flips their opposed duels and damage flips when targeting this model. Okay. I like that because that was part of the problem with Agent 46, right? He died. Like he could theoretically do some decent stuff before this buff, but then he just died. So Alan, flexible morality, that's fine. Nefarious Pact still has diversion, great. 2, 3, 5 and talk. One more question. Okay, he looks a lot the same. I think they just added flexible morality. Still has boring conversation. These are very similar. Coordinated attack, surge, it's fine. Kvatica, Fancy Cane, called out. Siphon Power, okay. If you guys in the chat see something interesting, feel free to talk to me about it. But like I said, I'm going to go through most of this. I'm just looking quickly at the cards, see if something sticks out. I never saw Kvatica played, so I don't have anything to compare this to. I will just say that the inhuman physiology, which I guess they're giving to the mimic side of things, is cool. Disguised. So it's a lot of like, okay, you're going to come into us and you're just not going to do as... You're not going to be as effective as you wish you could be. And there's not a range to inhuman physiology. It's just, hey, if you target us, you just don't get those positives. So those are really cool to see. Yeah, shutting down focus is huge, for sure. So you don't need to bring Hildegrad anymore. A lot of your mimic stuff already has that. Creep along's fine. Okay, yeah, called out. There's some cool triggers in there. I'm not going to go through that. Okay, changelings. Still got that. Sidekick's still there. Take by the hand, still good. On the wrong side's fine. Okay, changelings still fine. I like changelings. Doppelganger, one of the most disturbing models in the game. Glad that, one of these doppelgangers turned into a Vix so we didn't have to stare at their muscly corpse walking around the board. Okay. Don't want to disguise. Okay. Got Mimic. Mimic's good. Blend in. Base contact with the target. If the target is an enemy model until the end phase, this model has concealment. Okay, that's fine. Lure. It's fine. Okay. All right, let's look at some of these models that didn't get brought. So False Witness. Okay, that's fine. J'accuse. That's French for I accuse you. Adversary, target slander. Okay, that's fine. It's 4 soul stones. I think they used to be 5. Debt of Gratitude's good. I don't think they had Debt of Gratitude. They might have. But, stat 5 against willpower just to be like, hey, here's a crow, remove a scheme or take 2 damage. It's good in this GG specifically. Oh, Alan Reed got a 2-inch melee. I didn't see that. I'm not going to scroll back up, but I'm sure you can gush about that tomorrow, Beard. False claim, still good. That's the main reason you see False Witness. Lawyers. Lawyers went down a point. Why did they go down? Okay. So, lawyers lost tools for the job. I would love to know how Lucius players feel about that. Okay, let's see what they do. Starts model activation. Another friendly model's flip to choose a suit. Model adds chosen suit. So you got to flip a legalese upgrade to get that suit built in. Okay, that's not great. I don't know how often that happens, but we'll see. Balancing the scales. That's fine. That's the same thing the Scales of Justice has, I believe. Objection. Any models in 6 cheats fate. Suffers 1 damage. Okay, whatever. Sharp wit, fine. Probing question 2 through 5. Draw out secrets. Drain magic. Belabor the point. This action cannot target the same model more than once. Drop a ski marker into base contact. And impassioned defense. So they don't have an obey. And they don't have tools for the job. And they're defense 4. Okay. I guess they got a new job. They're not what they were. I don't know. What do y'all think about the new guild lawyer? Not going to see out a keyword, that's for sure. Because there's like 2 or 3 things on its card where it's like if you're not elite or mimic, it just doesn't do anything. I don't know what to think about this. As an old guild player that used to play guild a decent amount, I feel like it's just that office meme. Just nope, don't like that. It's not good. Hey, but maybe these investigators are good. Let's take a look at them. On the case, after the scheme marker, blah. Okay, ability, push target. Okay, that's fine. Model set up for success. After this model resolves an attack action, target enemy model within 2 of a scheme marker can draw a card. I mean, that's something. Do you want this model close though? Verbal abuse 2-3-4 with coming with. Okay, 2-3-4 with coming with me is pretty good. If you haven't seen this before, and it might be better in guild because guild you can bring some armored stuff, which is better with coming with me trigger. So verbal abuse, you'll do 2-3-4 damage. That's fine. But you're coming with me. You push the target up to 3 inches in any direction. You place this model in the base contact. So what you do essentially is you're coming with me. You push it 3 inches, and then place this model in the base contact. You can charge it if you want to get more, but then you push it 3 base contact again. So essentially you can get 6 inches of movement out of the target. Just an easy way to unpack stuff. And if you have armor, you're only taking 1 damage usually when you're doing this. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I see some people agreeing that the lawyer's probably dead to the faction except for in keyword. So investigator, though, I think you see this now. Just because you're coming with me is good for just some alpha stuff you might want to do. Or some kidnapping you might want to do. Leading the witness, move the target 6 inches towards a scheme marker in line of sight. Also good for just unpacking and stuff. Slow, focused. Yeah, focused attention is good too, because you could have have a model go drop a scheme, or through some of the other models you can drop a scheme, and then you can lead the witness, move it 6 towards it, and then and you don't even need to be within 6 of it. And then if you have the tome, just give them a focus. Place model anywhere within range. Remove a marker, base contact. Okay. Investigators are kind of neat. I think out of the 3, out of lawyer, false witness, and investigator, I think I actually like the investigators better. We'll see. I'll definitely give this a good read over before we record tomorrow. Let's see here. So scribe, co-conspirator, that's fine. Betrayer. Okay, that's still the same annoying thing that the scribe had. It's where if you want to cheat when you're within 6 of it, you got to discard a card. This does not have the bury thing anymore. So the scribe used to have, I think it was built in, where if you attacked it, it buried, reduced damage by 2, and then you unburied it. So this thing's now, it has flexible morality, but that's not going to keep it alive. It does have sidekicks, so that's something. Try to stay out of bad position. But the thing is, the scribe wants to have its aura hitting your opponent's models, right? So you kind of wanted it there, and then you had that trigger to protect yourself when they came in to try to deal with you. So I don't love that. Sharpen quill, draw out, that's fine. A lot of draw out secrets, which is kind of what I think Lucius wants to do. Leading the witness is fine. Don't be late. +2 and gain stagger, that's fine. Good for kidnapping models. Elite decree, friendly, may attach legalese upgrades. So that's one of the ways you get them out there. And I've got your back, that's fine. All right, last model that we're going over. We're doing it. White Eyes. Some people love this model. I did not. So let's see if they did something to it where it gives me kind of like the feel goods. Oh, good point, Steve Reynolds. So Steve just pointed out that the old scribe is now significant. That's fine. I think it probably still dies. So you got to be like, it's going to be harder to get like a super big payoff off of the scribe's betrayal aura. you're going to have to be way more careful with it, because I knew some people that get super aggressive with the scribe being like right in the mix of things because it would bury. It is significant, which is cool, but you really got to be careful where you put that betrayal aura around. Okay. White eyes, hard wound, human physiology, that's fine. Whatever that word is. Okay, excessive attack off. Okay, this is whatchamacallit. That's part of the returned ability, right? Where if you heal more, you get to move 3. This model's placed, you get to do a melee. Melee is 245 with tear off a bite. That's kind of fancy. Terrorize is fine. On your heels, fine. Okay. Reduce value shield condition. This model, any models in range and out. This model heals the amount. Reduce. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, it has ways to get it to made to kill. So, I mean, I think this is better than what it was, just off of like the inhuman physiology, hard to wound kind of combo. And I think unnatural speed's new. This model suffers 1 irreducible damage, models within 1. Okay, so this is actually kind of cool. This is what sticks out to me kind of looking at the card. Unnatural speed. So you get to do a place within 3. But the built-in RAM lets you take a damage to do a damage. So I like stuff like this because there's a lot of times where there's models kind of hiding and they might just have like a shield, or maybe they have 1 or 2 wounds left and maybe they're hard to kill. So like, let's say you kind of go, okay, I'm going to kill you, but you have hard to kill. So you're down to 1 wound. Cool. I'm going to do a natural speed, jump, ping, you're dead. So I actually like that quite a bit on White Eyes. Like, before, I didn't see much that I liked on this. I do like also on your heels is also kind of a nice little thing. Plus, keep in mind when you place, once per activation, you get to take a melee action. So that's cool. So we're going to go over this more detailed in the next episode of Rage Quit Wire. So make sure that you guys check us out with that, because we have people that actually play and have played Elite and Mimic and looked at these cards a lot. So we're going to go over that in great detail. We'll probably mention a couple other things that we like from the changes or hate, just to give our opinions with that. If you want to join us live while we're recording, you can do that if you're a patron. So just sign up at patreon.com/RageQuitWire and you support us, and you can live record, watch us as we live record and chat and ask questions and all this other fun stuff. So please join if you want to support the podcast. Last thing that I will mention, so things that I am happy about. So to be fair, a lot of this, I'm kind of like, meh, like it's fine. Nothing that I love got nerfed or buffed super hard. There's nothing that I was like super ticked off about that got nerfed that I'm like, yes, or got buffed where I'm like, yes. So if I'm looking at all of this stuff, what's the thing that probably makes me the happiest out of all this? And I would probably say, initially I was kind of like McTavish, because I'm like, okay, I'm playing Bayou again, so McTavish is kind of cool to see. They didn't nerf Bog into the ground, so I'm happy. But the thing that actually I think I'm most excited about is the namesake of the Hopeful Podcast, the namesake there, the Hopeful Podcast. This model actually got me super like excited. Like, this is a cool model now, and I'm super glad that they changed it. I love how they say Hopeful Prospects were in a difficult spot. Yeah, they were. You never saw them. They were good models, but not great choices for starting model. No, they weren't good models. Like, I understand you got to hype your company up, but they were not. So I'm happy that Explorer's got that model. It's a great tech pick. And if you're going to be fighting, just giving out focus for killing stuff is just great. Beard pointed out Terrorize no longer has a TN. That's kind of cool. So I think I'm most excited and happy about the Hopeful Prospect. But also, like I said, Sonia getting buffs cool. That's really cool, actually. But McTavish being a playable model, we're a fan. We did it. We're a fan. So let me know what you guys think in the chat. Let me know if you like this change. I think overall it's a good errata. I'm not sure how balanced or playable. So the thing is, with the Oni rework, I feel like they and Rich will talk about this tomorrow. I'm not going to steal his thunder, but they did so good with like making Oni strong. Like Oni is a strong keyword now in Thunders, which some people would argue they didn't need another strong master. And they did it was so powerful, right? That's a powerful keyword. There's a lot of great things going on there. I'm curious if people have the same reaction to a degree of the Mimic rework and Elite rework, because I saw a lot of cool things in there, a lot of good things. I don't know if the two factions need what they're going to do. And to be fair, I haven't wrapped my head fully around how all these cards work together. It's a lot of scheming. It's a lot of efficiency. It's a lot of making your models not as efficient, kind of blunting that attack as it comes in. So I think Neverborn can appreciate that. Guild, I think, will appreciate the efficiency more. It does have Nelly, but she kind of does it in her own weird way. So, yeah, I think it's a good rework for them. I don't think it's, from what I see, I don't think it's as strong as Oni, but I think it's solid, kind of like the Big Hat one, where it's like there's a lot of good stuff here. So I'm going to be excited to see how that pans out. And I just want to thank you guys for joining the live stream. I went at it for about an hour, it looks like, but I think it went pretty well. And just thanks for supporting the podcast, and try to do more of these live streams. Now that I got a decent setup, I actually got kind of this office set up for my wife, and the reception's down here, so I think we streamed without any glitches, and layovers all worked out great. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I appreciate you all joining, and until next time, make sure that you guys are flipping cards and flipping